Alright, the NFL playoffs are finally here. No need to waste any more time, let's get right into the predictions. Alright, first off, we've got the Buffalo Bills heading up to Houston to face off against the Texans. Good news for the Texans, J.J. Watt will most likely play in this game. He's going to be back. That's a very good positive. That's going to help out their defense. We'll see how much it helps out with, but J.J. Watt being added should boost up that defense a bit. Both of these teams they're really solid teams. In terms of advantage in this game, offensively, the advantage is going to go to the Houston Texans because they've got more weapons on offense. From DeAndre Hopkins to Kenny Stills to Will Fuller, they've got weapons all over the field. You also got Carlos Hyde in the backfield, who's a very underrated running back this season. Both him and Phillip Lindsay rushed for over 1,000 yards, and no one's really talked about them this season. I don't know, but yeah, Carlos Hyde's a pretty good back, and then you got Deshaun Watson as the quarterback right there. We know what he can do. We know he can extend the play, and we know he's looking to throw the ball down the field. The Texans love to take advantage of the deep ball. They love getting big plays, and they're always looking for it. That's a big part of why Deshaun Watson holds the ball for long, because he's looking for somebody downfield. They can be explosive when they've needed to, and they've played their best football when they are at home. We've seen their best football this season when they took on the New England Patriots in Houston. So we know what this team's about, especially at home. Hopefully this is not another disappointing wild card series for them, but we'll see. Defensively, the advantage goes to the Buffalo Bills. That defense is stout. That's a top 5 defense right there. And they actually match up well against the Texans because the Bills defense, they don't give up big plays. There are not many big plays that they're going to give up over the top. So that's going to be very difficult and very interesting to see how they go up against those receivers of the Texans. But the Bills, they're a very stout defense. They don't give up big plays like that. So it's going to be up to Deshaun Watson to make those plays and beat this defense. No question, defense is better here. Now, not to say the Texans defense isn't great, but the Texans defense, one, they're dealing with injuries. Two, they're not nearly as great as the Bills defense. They can't make stops, and they tend to give up big plays, like a lot. As for the Bills offense, it's not spectacular. It's nothing spectacular. You can't really count on them to get much points. When Josh Allen plays bad, it's a wrap. They're not scoring. When Josh Allen plays good, it's very inconsistent because he'll play good, but sometimes his receivers will just drop the pass, and that ends up being a problem. I just do not trust this Bills offense, and that's my main issue. I don't trust the Bills offense. I have more faith and confidence in that Texans offense, and I've got a little bit more confidence in Deshaun Watson than I do with Josh Allen. Josh Allen is still improving, and I still have faith that he's going to get to where he needs to be, but right now, I just feel like this Bills team is a year away from being a serious Super Bowl contender. They're going to make this tough. That Bills defense will keep them in this game, but I'm going to pick the Houston Texans to win this at home. They will avenge that horrible playoff loss they had last year against the Colts. They will win this game 23-20. It's going to be a very close, very competitive game because that Bills defense is not going to allow this game to go to 30 points, but I do believe the Texans will come out with that victory. Okay, next up, we've got the Tennessee Titans heading to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. Now, this is going to be a tough game, and this is a tough prediction to make. I don't really know who to go with on this one, because when you look at it in terms of advantage, offensively, the advantage goes to the Titans. Their offense has been rolling, man. You got Derrick Henry, unstoppable, leading the league. He led the league in rushing this year. He was unstoppable. You cannot slow this guy down. Then you look at their receivers. For the most part, they're stacked there. But most importantly, this rookie, A.J. Brown, who's going to be the offensive rookie of the year, that guy has been spectacular. He gets over 1,000 yards receiving this year. He's been great for them. But the biggest impact has definitely been from Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill has been a top 5 quarterback this season. The guy had the best passer rating at 117, which was better than both Drew Brees' and Lamar Jackson's. He was number 1 in passing yards per attempt at 9. The guy was spectacular, man. He's been everything. Like, seriously, his career has been revived since he's come to Tennessee and had this opportunity. This is something special here, man. And this Titans team, they've got the team that is built to beat a Patriots team. Now, when you look at the Patriots offense, it is anemic, it is terrible. They can't get anything going. Tom Brady has nobody to throw to, really. He got a Julian Edelman that's not the same Edelman we saw last year. Then he's got a Mohamed Sanu who they traded for. He's not really working out. You got a N'Keal Harry who you drafted. He's not working out. And with the run game, sometimes Shoney Michel may go off, but not really. James White, nothing's getting there. It's like, you're not getting much from this offense. The only way they've been able to score points is either they get put on a short field because their defense causes a turnover, or they pull off some sort of crazy trick play. A big part of their offense has just been nothing but trick plays. They can't move the ball. If they have to start at the 20 and go 80 yards to score a touchdown in order to win the game, I can't trust this Patriots offense right now. So the advantage clearly goes to the offense. Defensively, the advantage still goes to the Patriots, but it's not that much because the Titans defense has been stepping it up as of lately, and they've been making big plays. Meanwhile, when you look at the Patriots defense, they've cracked. Since they've faced Baltimore, they have not looked like the same defense. They got blown out by the Texans. They got beat by Mahomes, and we just saw what happened here last week against the Dolphins. They let Ryan Fitzpatrick go 75 yards down the field and score a game-winning touchdown. Since when has a Bill Belichick's defense ever done something like that? This is insane. This defense is crumbling at the worst time, and the offense is just not looking good. This team is screaming elimination right now. They needed that bye week bad. And as we all know, the Patriots have never gotten to and won a Super Bowl when they've had to go through Wildcard weekend. They always need a bye and most likely need to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. They have neither, and now you're telling me this team's going to have to go on the road twice in order to get to the Super Bowl? I don't see it, but who knows? It's just, they're not looking good. And the worst part for them, specifically with this defense, is that their weakness this season so far has been going up against mobile quarterbacks. We saw it with Lamar Jackson, we saw it with Deshaun Watson, we saw it with Patrick Mahomes. Guess what's going on right now? Ryan Tannehill. You know what he's been doing? Showing off his mobility. The guy has been moving out of the pocket, extending plays, and making good throws down the field. He's been showing his mobility off all season. That is devastating for the Patriots defense to have to go up against a quarterback that's able to do that, because they have shown they cannot stop that. We've seen it. They have not been able to stop a quarterback with mobility right now. Heck, even Josh Allen. He's gotten big. When he and the Bills went to New England, what was it, back in week 15? We saw what happened there. Josh Allen was able to make big plays. He had that 53-yard touchdown to John Brown. This Titans team's got explosiveness, and they can get big plays over the top if Tannehill's able to roll to his right or roll to his left, extend the play, and look for A.J. Brown down the field. That's going to be devastating for a Patriots defense. So really, overall, when it comes to who has advantage in this game, it's the Titans. The Titans are a better team than the New England Patriots are right now. With that being said, I can't pick against the Patriots. I can't pick against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in New England. I'm sorry. I've seen Patriot teams like this, not as bad as this, but I've seen Patriots teams go up against better competition, teams that are better than them in Foxborough, and they just come out on top. Heck, the Chiefs should have won that AFC Championship game last year. They were better than that Patriots team, but the Patriots found a way to win the game on the road. I just cannot bet against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick when they're in New England. I can do it on the road because they're not much of a great road team, although they've proven they can win on the road. At least it makes sense for me to do that. But as long as they're playing in Foxborough for a playoff game, I'm not picking against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick to win that game. So I have to go with the Patriots. The Titans are a better team, and I hope to God they win this game because I'm begging them to win it. I would love for them to go up against Baltimore. I want to see what Baltimore can do against the Titans team that's very hot right now. It'd be interesting to see how that matchup goes. I think that's a very interesting matchup. And it could, kind of revive a little bit of a rivalry they've had, but that's been like, 10, 12 years since that thing's been going on. But yeah, it's been a long time since we've actually had a rivalry since them because they haven't really been great. And, what was it? Last one was in 2008? Maybe the last time we really had a legit rivalry with the Titans? I don't remember. It's been a long time since our rivalry between the two of these teams are dead. But yeah, it'd be nice to see them go up against us again in the divisional round. But with all that being said, I can't pick against Tom Brady, Bill Belichick in Foxborough. I just can't do it. So I got to go with the Patriots. It sucks, but I'm picking the Patriots to win this game 20-17. And the reason I'm saying that is because that offense can't score 24 points. They cannot score a lot of points. So we're going to need an all-time great defensive performance by Bill Belichick's defense in order for them to get out of New England with the win. And I think that something's going to happen. I think Tom Brady's going to get one good play, and that one good play is going to save their season. But yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots to win this 20-17 because I feel like Bill Belichick, this is really it. I just, in New England, something's going to click for them. It always happens, and they're just going to make that defense is going to lock down, and Brady's going to make a big play over the top, and they're going to somehow sneak away with the game-winning field goal, and the rest of us are going to be pissed off because we could have seen the Ravens and the Titans go off in the divisional round, which would have been a great game, but instead, now we got to go see the Patriots go take on Kansas City, which I guess is a rematch of the AFC Championship game from last year, but we would assume Kansas City should take care of that business because this Patriots team is not the same Patriots team they faced off with last year. But yeah, I got the Patriots winning this game. Alright, now we move on to the NFC. We've got the Seattle Seahawks heading to Lincoln Financial Field to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Ooh, this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a competitive game. On the Eagles side, you look at them, they really shouldn't be in the playoffs. No one from the NFC East deserves to be in the playoffs. The Eagles basically limped their way into this because the Cowboys massively underachieved this season. Carson Wentz had to put the team on his back these last 4 games, and he went 4-0 and he got them into the playoffs. So congrats to him. 4,000-yard passing, and he doesn't have a single receiver on that team that has over 500 yards receiving. That is spectacular. He carried this team to the playoffs, and now he gets to host a playoff game at home. I can't wait to see what Carson Wentz does. As for the Seattle Seahawks, they're kind of in a similar predicament to the Philadelphia Eagles. That Seahawks team is not a great team. Russell Wilson's had to carry them for much of this season, and it's towards the end of the season, he's actually kind of fallen off as well and has not played his best. And now we've seen these final 2 losses. They lost to the 49ers and they lost to the Cardinals. It's just, it has not looked good for them as of recently, and you're heading into the playoffs with those losses. If they would have beaten the Seahawks, they wouldn't be in the if they would have beaten the Niners, they wouldn't be in the wild card round. Now they got to go on the road to Philadelphia. And if they want to get to the Super Bowl, they've got a very tough road because they're going to have to win 3 games to do that. I'm just looking at the Seattle team. I don't even know about it, man. They're not a good team. In terms of who has the advantage in this game, really nobody. I mean, the Eagles, they're filled with injuries, and they have to be carried by Carson Wentz. The Seattle Seahawks are in that same situation. First of all, this Seahawks defense is not great. This is a very bad Seahawks defense. This may be one of the weakest Seahawks defense we've seen in the postseason. They're not good. Secondly, although they have the receivers, unlike Carson Wentz, Russell Wilson does have his receivers with Tyler Lockett there and DK Metcalf. The problem is they don't have any running backs. They lost all 3 of their backs this season due to injury, and they had to resort to bringing in Beast Mode, who hasn't played all this season except the final game last week, and now he's got to take a bulk of the carries, and it's just this Seahawks this Seahawks team is just experiencing injuries at the worst time, and they keep slipping and slipping and slipping. And now they're on the road here, and they're going up against a Philly team that's also bashed. I really see both of these teams in very similar circumstances. The only difference is quarterback play. Russell Wilson has been so great this year. He's carried this team to their record. And that's a big part of why people are saying Russell Wilson really deserves the MVP over Lamar Jackson. Now, obviously, we know Lamar Jackson is going to win it because he's had an amazing year, 14-2 record with the team. I mean, he was responsible for 13-2. He didn't play the last week, but he's had an amazing season. So obviously we know it's going to him, but you could really make that argument that Russ seriously deserves this because he's carried this team to the playoffs. Though if they would have got the #1 seed, that changes everything. But they had their opportunity and they blew it. But the main difference here really, again, comes to quarterback play. Russell Wilson's a better quarterback than Carson Wentz, in my opinion. I believe he is. And especially the biggest thing, this Seahawks team has been a better road team than the home team this season. They've played their worst football at home and they played their best football on the road. So them being on the road actually benefits the Seahawks because they played their best football when they're in another team's stadium. So with that being said, I'm picking the Seahawks to win this game. It's going to be a very close game. Carson Wentz and Russell Wilson are going to battle it out, and I think Russ is going to come up on top. He's going to make the play at the end to win the game. Maybe a game-winning touchdown or a game-winning field goal. He's going to make that play, and he's going to help this team advance to the next round. I just see the Seahawks winning this game because of Russell Wilson. Now, granted, if Russell Wilson doesn't have a good game, Seahawks aren't winning. Same for Carson Wentz. If he doesn't have a good game, Eagles aren't winning. So both these quarterbacks are going to have to show up and play out, and whoever can outplay who is going to win it. And I have more faith in Russell Wilson because I've seen him do this in the playoffs before. I have more faith in him than I do in Carson Wentz, who has to show me he can do it. So I'm taking the Seahawks to win this game. And finally, we've got our last game. We've got the Minnesota Vikings heading to the Dome to face off against the New Orleans Saints. I'm not wasting much time with this. I'm picking the Saints. Advantage, Saints, all the way. Trust me, if you know me, I have been riding the Kool-Aid of Who Dat Nation since last season. I said they were going to get to the Super Bowl last year, and they got cheated out of it. They're not going to get cheated out of it this season. They're going to get to the Super Bowl. And I believe the Niners are going to be in the NFC Championship game, which works for me. So they're going to have to... The main issue I have with the Saints is you're going to have to go to Lambeau Field. You're going to have to go to Lambeau Field, and you're going to have to beat Aaron Rodgers in that terrible weather. So if you can manage to maintain that, you're getting 75 degrees weather in the NFC Championship game against the 49ers. And the best part is, if the 49ers get upset by the Seahawks, who I already picked to win, y'all gonna host the NFC Championship game right at the Dome, so it's a win-win either way. The NFC Championship game is set. I already got this Saints going to the Super Bowl, so obviously I'm picking them to beat whoever they face off with. So when it starts with this game, it's not a competition. I have all the faith in the world in Drew Brees. He's been out for 5 games this season, which means he's managed to get that rest. Last season, he had to play the whole season, and by week 14, he was a little gassed, and we started to see his play fall off. Because he's had that 5-game rest, he's been playing at such a high level, and this Saints team looks like the best team in the NFC. Ain't no way. You couldn't pay me to pick Kirk Cousins to win this game for them. No, I have so much faith in Drew Brees and that Saints team to get it done that I'm picking them all the way. Vikings, they got a shot. I have no faith and confidence in Kirk Cousins outplaying Drew Brees in a playoff game. You expect me to pick Kirk Cousins in a road playoff game against Drew Brees? You must be high. I don't care about the Vikings defense. I don't care about the weapons they have. It comes down to Drew Brees versus Kirk Cousins. I'm not picking Kirk Cousins to outplay Drew Brees when Kirk Cousins has to go on the road to win a playoff game. You can scratch that out. There's no analyzing here. There's no breakdowns of the offenses and the defenses. No. Drew Brees is better. Kirk Cousins is not. Kirk Cousins has to go on the road to win a playoff game in one of the toughest places to win at. Scratch it. Get it out of your mind. They're not winning that game. Saints all the way. That's the end. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my picks. I can't wait to see how wrong I am. And who knows, if I'll also put it right here. If the Vikings somehow upset the Saints, they're going to the Super Bowl. I'll put it like that. Because no one's going to beat the Saints team. Except maybe the 49ers, but that's in the NFC Championship game. And we will talk about that if and when that happens. Or when that happens, whatever. It's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen. But yeah, if the Vikings somehow upset the Saints, they're going to the Super Bowl. No question. I will stop questioning Kirk Cousins for the rest of his career if he manages to win this game. That's how sure I am the Saints are going to beat these guys. No problem. They're going to crush them. If I was to give a prediction, 35-17, move on. Don't even waste time. You're going to win this game. That's all I got. Thank you for watching, and I'm out of here. Peace.